Yo, 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 YouTube. Today's video, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite subject, organization. Welcome back, everybody, to the Dollar Box. I haven't made a video in a couple of days, but I thought this would be a good one to jump back into it with. Things have been really busy, which isn't a bad thing, but I did have some time today to make a video. We've got some orders to ship out, so we'll do some of that while we're discussing today's topic, which is organization. I get a lot of messages about how do you organize 30,000 listings? Where do you put them all? How do you split them up? What is your process for that? And I was going to show my drawers again and kind of how I have things divided up, but I felt like it was more important to talk about how to organize because everybody's organization will need to be different. It depends on what cards you have to sell, how many you have, sell-through rate is, things like that. So I really wanted to just kind of cover what being organized in cards means so that you can apply it to your business. That leads me into the first discussion in this topic, and that is it depends on what you're selling. If you're selling a bunch of different sports, a bunch of different non-sports, you can probably divide those things up enough on their own that you don't have to divide it any further. When I first started selling, I sold one player. I sold Favre cards. I had 30,000 Favre cards. So I didn't have to split it by player or team or anything like that. I just had drawers of Favre cards, and I divided them by year. I could have divided them down further. I could have gone by sets. I could have gone alphabetical order. You know, you can really break it down as far as you feel like it's necessary for you to be able to operate in a timely fashion. But I broke them down by years, and generally I can grab a few stacks from a year and get what I need to get. The other thing, and this is going to sound really weird, but anytime you do anything repetitively day in and day out, you get some muscle memory to it and you just get things in your head. So, for example, if I sell a certain card, I kind of know where it is. Even if it's just been listed but hasn't been filed yet, or it's on the filing cabinet to be filed, I kind of have my stages where I have all my stuff to be listed is on my counter space over here. All my stuff that's just recently listed is on this side of my desk. Then I have some stacks on top of my file cabinets of stuff that just needs to be filed away that's been listed for a bit. And then of course I have my file cabinets, which are all neat and organized and put away. Let's get to the first sale today then. So our first sale is a vintage card. Vintage has been coming back lately. I didn't have vintage sales or many anyway, for about a week or so, and now they've really picked up again. So I sold this Tucker Frederickson. I think that's that's his name. For $2.25, single card. So I will be shipping that on its own. So the more inventory you have, the more you're going to need to split it out. What I mean by that is, let's say you have 100 cards you have listed. You could really just flip through 100 cards pretty quickly and pull the one that you sold and get it shipped out. When you have 30,000 cards listed, that like I've gotten to, the demands for organization become obviously much larger because you have more inventory to handle. So when I first started, like I said, I just sold Favre cards, so I just had them split by years, didn't do anything else. So then I started buying a lot of Tom Brady stuff and I started getting into non-sport. You know, you kind of grow it out from there. I have to constantly redo my drawers and reorganize based on what I have going on at that time or what I've grown to. So with basketball, I used to just have like one row of basketball in one of the drawers. No big deal. I could dig through that if I needed to find a card. Well, then I started buying more Jordan, more Shaq, more Kobe, focusing on certain players. So now I have them sectioned off in a couple of rows with certain players that I buy and sell more frequently. So that's the main reason why I didn't want to show what I have going on in my drawers right now. It's not something that you could really copy anyway, because everybody's situation is going to be different. And my drawers don't look the same as they did 2 months ago even. I shuffle stuff out, I take things out, I add things in. I move around some non-sport stuff because I've grown that more. I added a lot more baseball cards, so I split out certain players for baseball to make those more convenient to find. So you have to kind of evolve it as you grow. All right, let's take a look at the next sale. We've got a Reggie White card. This is a Fleer Ultra Gold Medallion card that I picked up out of a dime box. I sold that for $3.99. All right, so we'll get the label printed up for that one. The next thing I wanted to focus on with organization is your actual storage. Okay, so however you want to do it, if you want to do boxes, shelving, plastic containers, in my case, I do like pull out fireproof drawers, which I strongly suggest, if that's something you can find, is the best thing to do. They're easy to organize. They're easy to slide in and out when you need them. You don't have to stack boxes up and try to figure all that out. Don't have to buy any shelving, anything like that. If I want to rearrange my office, I can simply move the cabinet over and all my inventory goes with it. They do come out, so I can slide them as far as I want, and then I can hit the little locks and actually pull the entire drawer out. And I've done that before, where if I want to reorganize the entire drawer, it's actually easier for me to just pull it out, sit at the table, set up, and get everything, pulled out and re-put back into the drawer, and then put the drawer back in the cabinet. So that's been the best way, as far as I can see, to keep inventory that's in and out. It's also the safest because it's fireproof and it's metal, so it'll hold up to hundreds of pounds of cards, which 30,000 cards weighs a lot. And there is little label sections on the drawers, on the front of the drawers. I don't bother using those. I just take little cardboard sheets. You can see if I had some laying around. I do. I just have this little cardstock pamphlet here. They're like little pull-off sheets of cardstock, and then I cut them to the right size, and then I just write the player's name on it or the year on it, however I need to organize it. So I keep it very simple. I don't want to. I know you can buy like fancy plastic organizers and things like that, but this inventory is just for me to go through. If I had a store or something, it'd be different. I'd want it to look nicer, be a little bit more durable. For customers, fanning through the cards, but it's just for me, so I like the simple cardboard. If I expand and add a new section in the drawer, it's real easy for me to just grab a sheet of the cardstock, write on it, stick it in the drawer, and keep going. Okay, so our next sale is a Brett Favre Dream Team card. I think this is the only one this customer bought. I'll just double check. Yep, this one's a single card sale for $3.99. Nice sale on that insert card for Favre. One of the most important things, and I cannot really stress this enough, and that's to stay organized. It's easy to start out organized, but this is such an inflow, outflow business that you really need to constantly put some effort towards your organization. It's not as much fun as listing, selling, shipping, buying cards, things like that, but it is necessary. So you need to constantly think about, okay, well, I need a few minutes here today so that I can reorganize this drawer or set up a new box, whatever is needed for you to stay as organized as you possibly can, so that you're not wasting all your time looking for cards and or consequently losing them or not being able to find them at all. Okay, our next order is a Derek Jeter Bowman base card from 2014. Jeter stuff continues to do well. All right, the last thing I really want to stress is that you need to have goals for your organization, just like you do with your business itself. Where do you want to grow to? right? So if you've got 2,000 listings, do you want to get up to 50,000 listings? Well, how are you going to grow that inventory management wise? Are you going to add some more drawers? Do you have a dedicated space where you can put those cards that you can easily get to them? Is it safe? Is it secure? Is it not going to be susceptible to, mildew in a basement? Things like that. Think about as your business goals grow, what your inventory growth management will look like. Don't sleep on the organization, because it'll just bury you over time. And it's really hard to catch up because, like I said, there's so much in and so much out that you can get behind in it in a hurry, just like you can get behind in listing, you can get behind in shipping, you can get behind in leaving feedbacks, whatever the case may be, purchasing, stuff like that. The organization has to be a part of that. All right, let's do another order. Okay, this one is a 1999 Aurora Barry Sanders card, but it is the pinstripe variant. Got that in a bunch of berries that I paid like a nickel a piece for. So nice return on that one. I got $2.99 for that card. All right, this was a bit shorter video, so let's do a couple of extra orders. You can see what I sold here. So next one's another vintage. This is one of my Fleer All Action cards. I just listed a whole bunch of these the other day. I've had a bunch sitting around for a while. And I really like these. This is from 1978. It's the only year they did a yellow border. All the other years are white. I'm not sure why they did yellow, but it does make it easier when I'm trying to find them, because the yellow board sold for $1.99. But I was getting these really cheap. Like 100 of them for $5, something like that. So they were basically a nickel, which is really nice for vintage anything, to be honest with you. So I think that was an offer. I think I had it listed at $2.99 and I took $1.99 as the offer. I did have a customer who bought a couple of vintage Star Wars cards, messaged me and said, hey, I need some other cards from your listings. Can I just send you a big list and you can send me a bulk deal, which I was very happy to do. So she bought quite a bit. It's like, I don't know, 120 cards or something like that. But the two that she flat out bought were these two blue ones. I got $4 a piece for those. And then just a bunch from the different series. So there's the red, the green, the yellow, and a few of the orange on the back there. So that was a good deal. I got $118 for all of them, which was a pretty good price. I don't really have a ton into them. I try to buy, unless you're buying the blue series, which is the first. Those are expensive. Those you got to pay for commons, not in great shape. You got to pay like $1 a piece for. But from the other sets, the red, the yellow, the green, you can usually get those for like a quarter a card. So did pretty well on them. I got the average price then per card was like $1.58 sale price to her. So it's a good deal for me. Moved a nice chunk of inventory at one time and made some money. The other challenge to a sale like this is because these are vintage and there's such variation in condition and printing and centering and things like that. On these cards, I list each card individually, just like I do vintage sports cards. So I had to literally go through and into my store inventory and select each one of these cards and remove them from the store. So that took a little while. So it gives me a little bit more room to add some more cards. Really nice sale. I was happy to do it. The lady was buying them for her husband. She said he was really excited to try to finish some of these early Star Wars sets. So I was glad I had a lot of the cards she was looking for. All right, let's do the next order then. The next order is actually a graded card, a PSA card. It's a PSA 9, and this is the 1995, I think. Yeah, 95 action-packed Armed Forces, and then it's the Braille version. So if you look on the back, it has all the Braille bumps in the card. Pretty cool. So they did that for a couple of years. They made Braille cards. They're somewhat rare. They're not like super rare, but they're somewhat rare. And being a PSA 9 out of 10, I think $60 was a good sale price for it. I'm guessing I probably paid, I don't know for a fact, I'd have to look it up, but I'm guessing I probably paid like $20 for it. So I got a pretty solid return there. Obviously this will go into a padded mailer. I just got my next quarterly shipment of bubble mailers from my supplies coupon that I get from eBay every quarter. So I get these completely free. So obviously the shipping is more on a card like this, but I did charge shipping on this. I charged $5.15 to ship this, and the label is basically a little under a penny and a half, and the bubble mailer was free. So and the bubble wrap that I use, I always get free out of other packages I get to my house and things like that. So really inexpensive for packing materials. Just the shipping, and of course eBay charges their fees. All right, the last order I'll show you, it has 2 cards in the order. First is this 69 Topps, these mini punch-out cards. A dealer in Appleton I had gotten these from, 4 or 5 of them, really cheap, 10 cents a quarter, something like that. And they just have some pretty good named players on them. At least one of the cards is. So there's a Don Meredith in here. Anyway, I got $4 for that, and then I also sold a 2011 Topps Favre Vikings Game Day card for $2.50. So of course we'll pack those together. So we'll get these shipped for $1.63 charge. Alright, I got the rest of these orders all packed up and ready to go. Thanks again so much for watching. That's it for my organization video. Please leave a comment down below. Did you like my information, my ideas here? Did you not like them? Let me know, and let others know who watch these videos. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be notified of future videos, and we'll see you again soon.